Today we're cooking classic comfort food, meatloaf, and we're cooking it in a camp oven. See you soon. G'day happy campers. Today we're cooking our classic meatloaf. We're cooking it in the camp oven. The hot coals are on and we're almost ready to put it on, but first of all, let's look at the ingredients. So the hero of the dish is the mince. We've got beef mince and we've got pork mince for extra flavour. And combined, we've got 1,300 grams or 1.3 kilos of beef and pork mince. We've got Panko breadcrumbs. We've got a brown onion. We're going to dice that. We've got a large egg. We've got Worcestershire sauce. We've got mixed herbs. And last but not least, my favourite, minced garlic. Right, we're starting off with the Panko breadcrumbs and we're going to weigh out 125 grams. So Panko breadcrumbs, I'm hoping they're available around the country, but around the world they're certainly very popular in Australia. We're adding the beef mince there. And we're adding pork mince. It's a bit lighter in colour, but it really adds the flavour. Now I've diced the onion. And crack the egg, but make sure you crack the egg in a separate container, just in case the egg is off. You don't want to ruin the whole recipe and having to start again. So that's the fresh egg, and make sure it's at room temperature, and make sure the mince is at room temperature. Very, very important. Okay, we've got mixed herbs. We're going to do a teaspoon of mixed herbs. Right, minced garlic, we're going to do a couple of teaspoons of that. And they're very generous teaspoons as well. And last but not least, we've got Worcestershire sauce. What I didn't know, after reading the label, I found out that anchovies are a key ingredient in Worcestershire sauce. Gives it its salty, strong flavour, I suppose. We'll whack that in. And whenever you're cooking meat, make sure you season it with salt and pepper. Always season meat with salt and pepper before cooking. Very important. You'll notice a difference in taste if you don't do it. And hands, that's the only way to do it really. I just use one hand, and that makes it a bit easier to clean up, I suppose. Just giving it a really good mix there. Especially make sure those breadcrumbs are in there. And then we're going to take these aluminium foil containers. Now I'm going to use 3 of these as smaller ones, but you can use larger ones as well. But this mix fits these 3 containers very well. And as I said, you can do a medium-sized one and 2 small ones, and 1 small one, whatever. And I'll explain shortly why I've got 3. Just squashing it all in, getting rid of the air gaps, squashing it down as much as we can. And then we'll smooth out the top as well. And that's done. This size will fit easily in a camp oven. Now we're going to cryovac or seal them, and they come in these rolls, and I want to make it into a bag, so we're using the cryovac machine. We'll just press this button here, which just seals the end, or melts the end if you like, of the plastic tube, and voila, now it's a bag. So in goes the meatloaf in the aluminium container, aluminium foil container, and we're going to put the bag in about halfway, and then we'll click it closed, press this vacuum button, and you can see the air being sucked out of the bag there, which will preserve it. Right, and now the seal button comes on, and that's all done. So it's sealed, it's taken all the air out of the bag, and it's sealed the top, so it's watertight, and it's airtight as well. And I'm really happy with that result. So as I said, I've got two of them are going to go into my freezer for later, and the other one I will cook up. I'll put it in the fridge and I'll cook it up with this recipe. So the heat beads are on, and they're all heating up nicely. So as you saw in the video, we pre-prepared this meatloaf to take away, and I've actually made 3 meatloaves. 2 are in the freezer, ready to go camping in the next couple of weeks, and this one here I have had in the fridge, and we're going to cook this one today. So you might notice as well I cryovac them, and I will just snip that. Take that out of there. I'm going to put it in the camp oven. And it's going to go into the cast iron camp oven. It's been on for a little while, and it's nice and warm. You notice also I've got a trivet in the bottom, so that means that the bottom of the meatloaf shouldn't burn. I'll just pop it in there. Perfect size, these aluminium foil containers. Pop the lid on, and I will put some heat beads on the top. And we'll get that started cooking. And we'll check on that later on. My apology for the shadow. It's across my shirt. It's late in the afternoon, but I want to get this video done before the sun goes down 100%. We're using a cast iron camp oven this time. It's really ideal for this recipe. We want it almost low and slow. So we've got a minimum amount of coals underneath and a minimum amount of coals on the top. So it's not too hot, and it will gradually cook over probably about 60 minutes or so. You may also notice before that I had it cryovac, and I prepare quite a few meals before we go camping. It's just a lot easier sometimes. You've seen how messy it can be to make the meatloaf, and while you could make it at your campsite, it's too much mucking around as far as I'm concerned. I'll make it at home. I'll cryovac it, take it with me, and cook it in the camp oven when I get there. Also, the little aluminium tray is a beauty as well. It's not very big. I'll put the measurements up on the screen.
And the beauty of that is you've got very little washing up. The camp oven's not really going to get dirty. There may be some spillage from fat from the meatloaf, but it shouldn't be too bad. It's sort of, saving washing up is a good thing, I think. Make sure you check the coals regularly to make sure they're still heating up the camp oven as well.
This is an Inkbird digital thermometer, and it's really handy to take away with you if you really want to work out whether the meat's cooked or not. An example here, we'll take that off there and we'll stick that inside to the meat, and that's, I've got it upside down, I can't read it, 68 degrees Celsius, 70 degrees Celsius. That's nearly cooked. Oh, that's 90 degrees there. Look, the temperature says that it's cooked. I'd like it to be a little bit browner on the top here. So I'm going to cook it for about another 10-15 minutes, and then we'll be done.
I don't know about you, but one of my pet hates when watching YouTube videos is when the so-called influencer holds a microphone like this. Doesn't work that way. It gets clipped onto the shirt. It's not rocket science, but anyway, that's my pet peeve. Let's get the meatloaf off.
Just double check the temperature. Yeah, that's really cooked nicely. Got to be careful when we take it out that we don't spill all those juices. If we spill the juices, we've got more work to do cleaning it up. Not the most attractive meatloaf, but it's not beautifully cooked.
Let's open it up and have a look. So have a look at that, juicy, nicely cooked, full of flavour. So that'll go really nicely with mashed potatoes or baked potatoes even, pumpkin, and even a coleslaw or a salad like that. If you have any left over, it's great in sandwiches the next day as well. But who are we kidding? There won't be anything left over. If you enjoyed the camp oven meatloaf recipe, give us a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below whether you'll be cooking this style of thing on your next camping trip. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more camp oven, Dutch oven cooking and recipes. This is Dennis from Caravan Cooking. Thanks for watching. Hooroo.